News, Washington.
Well, let's cross live to Washington and speak to the GOP strategist, Ron Bonjean. He previously worked in the US Congress as top spokesman to the Speaker of the House and the Senate Majority Leader. Welcome here to the programme. I wonder if I can start by asking for your reaction to quite the most jaw-dropping, astonishing op-ed piece there last night.
Yes, exactly. I mean, when you think you've had, when you think that there's news out there, then there's even bigger news, and it's a roller coaster here in Washington. I would have to say that I do think that this is a circus. That the New York Times should have put the name down of the person that wrote the op-ed. You know, if that person, whoever that senior administration official is, and it could be literally hundreds of, a choice between hundreds of people, that they should, that person should have the guts to, you know, put their name on it.
Surely it's not about guts, because if they put their name to it, they would automatically, obviously, be fired. And the point they make in this op-ed piece is that there's a group of them forming resistance for the good of the country rather than just protecting the president. That's the point, isn't it? The wider, the greater good.
Here's the challenge with that, is that we don't know who these people are. And so if they don't like the way the White House is going, they should resign. Yes, the president is unconventional. Yes, he's bombastic, but things are getting done. And, you know, I would say that the New York Times is selling plenty of newspapers today, but millions of voters across the country are getting that impression reinforced to them that the news media is out of control by not associating a name. Most people, especially those vote.
Surely what's at issue is here is not the newspaper out of control. It's whether the White House and the president is out of control. You look at this piece and some of the quotes are extraordinary. You know, the root of the problem is the president's amorality. Meetings with him veer off the topic, off the rails. He engages in repetitive rants. His impulsiveness results in half-baked, ill-informed, occasionally reckless decisions. I mean, does none of it actually worry you in terms of content?
But that's the problem, is I don't know who wrote it. I don't know. I don't trust it because I don't know who's saying it, and I have no idea what basis this information is coming from.
Sure, but you've had a succession now, though. I mean, you've had a succession, though.
The Wolf book, made it up.
The Wolf book, the Woodward book, this op-ed piece, all of it made up, you think?
Well, no, absolutely not. I do think that there are definitely things out there that have happened to the White House. Like I've said, the president is unconventional, and he is sometimes very much over the top. And yes, I'm sure that there are situations that have to be managed, of course, especially with someone without any political experience. At the same time, when you have an anonymous piece in a newspaper, how do you know where it's coming from or who's writing it? And that's where I think millions of voters start to think, wait a minute, this is the impression of the fake news thing that's out there. This reinforces that, and it's really unfortunate because while you're saying the president is this is saying the president is out of control, that it also then feeds into the fact the media is out of control because we've never seen anything like this either.
All right. Ron Bonjean, thanks so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's take a look at the day's other main global